will start my speech in 3, 2, 1. Two government error. One, the total failure of world building. They completely failed to build the world where this debate actually takes place. As the opposition, we must correct this. We live in individual liberty, personal autonomy. They are the absolute core pillar that keeps society functioning. Furthermore, this policy has most impact between developing and dense urban society. In this area, state-level law enforcement is often thin and slow or underfunded. As this result, local communities are the primary defense mechanism that innocent citizens use to protect their innocent children and every day. By failing to see this world, government proposed radical policy that completely destroyed the safety networks of real, everyday human communities. Two, misunderstanding of citizen protection. The government argues that the state should protect people's psychological status by hiding information. This highly repressive and paternalized approach that belongs to an authoritarian regime that's not a free society and free liberty. True protection in a civilized requires transparency, awareness, and data symmetry. You do not protect a community by making it blind. You protect them by giving it the truth that free citizens can make informed, dependent choice to make themselves safe. Then the government team committing a massive moral error by this. Clarification. 1. Native of status quo. In current status quo, information is free and transparent. When an individual breaks the social contracts and commits a crime, the crime becomes permanent matter of public record. This is a world where human memory treated as untouchable domain of individual cognitive liberty. 2. To understand why we must preserve public memory, we must look at the real psychology of criminals within a capitalist world. The government team operates under false illusion that the physical prison cell is the only primary punishment. We bring a more realistic frame. What scares the preparators most is not temporarily lost freedom on a jail. It is permanently loss of their local standing, public shame, and long-term stain on their reputation. In a capitalist market, your reputation is your currency. Crime will permanently ruin your standing in your career and social. Our stance is clear. When an offender finishes their prison sentence, they have their legal debt to the state, but they have not earned the ultimate right to lead the world. Society has fundamental to remember history, talk about it, and use that data to maintain social safety. Humanism dictates the state doesn't own the brains, the thought of its citizen. Every individual has a right to cognitive liberty, the freedom to hold true memories of event that happens in their world. So, forcing amnesia onto innocent citizens to create artificial for a criminal, it's comfort to a criminal, it's extreme violation of human dignity. True humanism protects the invisible and ensure that justice is built on a real growth. 3 points of rebuttal. 1. Government argues that deleting memory of crimes protect the psychological and physiological status of citizens by removing social friction, awkward tension, and toxic traits of constant community suspicion. This argument is completely wrong. You cannot protect the psychological health of citizens by making them hyper-paranoid. In our world, knowledge brings psychological peace. They feel in control because they know the truth. In the government world of forced amnesia, the state introduced a terrifying mutable danger. This will cause massive systemic anxiety. Every citizen will look at their neighbors or even family. Did this person commit a horrific crime? As it's in ask of removing friction of the government, replace specific and universal paranoid. They destroy public psychological health in order to protect a criminal from local awareness. 2. Government claims that modern technology is highly effective and can cleanly erase the memory of single crimes from every scale of society. without affecting other memories or causing wider harms. This is wrong. By trying to delete a single crime, the government technology acts as a blunt emotional weapon that rips off value of true, valid pieces of from the lives of innocent victims. It leaves victims live with gaslighting their trauma and leaving them emotionally mutilated by the state. 3. The government argues that erasing every scale of crimes ensure a perfect blank slate, allowing offenders to reintegrate into the capitalist market with zero discrimination, achieving total rehabilitation. This is completely destroy the mechanism of general difference. As we proved in our frame that potential criminal fear most is destruction of their reputation. The rich and powerful will abuse their system endlessly. They can commit massive white-collar crimes and instantly regain their public trust because the government has legally protected them from public accountability. The government world doesn't create an equal society. It creates dangerous playground where powerful proprietor can exploit an artificially blinded population over and over again. So, one point of argument. 1. Forced gaslighting of crime victims. The underlying error of the government team is their assumption that the human rehabilitation can happen on moral vacuum. We explicitly reject this claim. The sociological rehab is an active mechanical process that requires the weight of emotional burden. A criminal can only truly reform this when they face harsh reality of their action and painful work of earning back broken trust through years of consistent good behavior. Furthermore, this argument exposes the horrific way the government treats victims of crime. A victim's survival and healing process depend entirely on collection validation. The knowledge that their society is acknowledge their pain, remember injustice, and stand by them. As a witness of the truth, the state committing an act of structural violence against the victim, that the comfort of abuser is more important than the truth of their suffering. The mechanism standardization is when the offender walks out of the prison, they had the world where the ones remember their crime because the state has magically removed all the social consequence. The offender doesn't need to feel deep remorse, nor do they need to practice humility. This leads to moral spoiling. The offender can be easily rationalize that their crimes was not a big deal because it left no permanent mark on the world. Meanwhile, look at the victim. If a traumatized victim tries to speak about their past, society will look at them confused. The victim is completely isolated, trapped inside their own memories. So the impact, one victim is subjected to profound society trauma. The offender experiences zero internal pressure to truly reform their character. 2. Society loses its organic safety filters. The community is stripped of its data-driven defense and forced into states of artificial vulnerability, and the systemic turn into profound moral justice no longer about the truth. It becomes cold machine that rewrites human history, manipulate. So let's move to our compare. In opposition, the historical record remains clean and true. The offender must carry the natural societal consequence of their action and earn back public trust over time too. In the government world, the history is broken. The state, the victims are systematically gaslighted and let to suffer alone. Offenders given free pass to ignore their emotional burden, and the community is placed to absolute blindness, who can exploit the public force ignorance over and over again. The opposition is we proud to work to oppose.